Are you aware of how important you are? I don't think you do. I honestly think you just zoom around life, having it take you wherever it may go, and is not aware of where you could actually be. I'm not talking about all that self-help and things of that nature. I'm talking about who you are as a human being is more powerful than anybody, anything out there. You are the most important person who has ever existed. Now you're like, wait a minute, Daryl, what are you talking about? The fact that there's only one of you, even if you had a twin, is what I'm talking about. The identity of you as yourself, regardless if you are a bum on the streets or you are a rich person. You are the most important version of yourself. There's nobody that could outdo you at being you. I feel like us as human beings, we take that for granted as we don't understand that there's a lot of hate out here already. The last thing you want to do is sit there and hate yourself. I know there's been a lot of people popularizing mental health and things of that nature. And these are people who don't have mental health issues. They're just literally capitalizing off of your pain. Isn't it funny that we had an artist named XXXTentacion and his main goal was to help spread mental awareness? And then all the people started jumping on board, acting like they themselves had what he was talking about. Because he made them feel a certain way to where they felt like they truly had what he had. Now, I'm not saying he didn't speak to a generation. He definitely did. But there were a lot of fakers coming out trying to capitalize on it, on how to bring yourself up, how to be the better person. Little do they know is you have the power to do all of that yourself. So when you look outward instead of inward, you start to do what they want you to do, which is play a victim. All of a sudden we're a victim, and all of a sudden everyone's disabled. All of a sudden we all can't get along, right? The narrative being pushed on the news is the same narrative being pushed on social media. Social media is what it is, right? Without having the word social in it, you have the word media. And if you think about media, you think about what? You think about news. What's on the tube? Little do you know, is you are more powerful than anybody could ever predict. As an individual, you don't need somebody out there to tell you how special you are. So stop looking for that person to tell you how special you are. It doesn't matter if you're male or female, whatever you consider yourself to be. All that matters is you put one foot in front of the other and you start stepping. Because the shoes that you are seeking to fill is not your own. Therefore, the feet that you have will not fit the shoes that you seek to get. Understand that you as an individual, there is only one. There will not ever be another you past you existing. No matter who you try to act like, you'll never be them. They will never be you. You will only be you. It's not hard to understand why you can't be as good as somebody else, because you're not somebody else. You are only yourself, and you can only be as good as you put forth the effort. If you want to learn how to build cars, You can't build cars if you never learn how to build the car, right? And I'm not saying that you have all the knowledge you need to build a car, but you do have the knowledge you need to get started on how to build a car. Because before there was how-to videos in schools, somebody figured out the engineering of a car. Somebody figured out how to deassemble and reassemble a car. Once you understand the mechanics and engineering that goes behind a car, you can understand that it's really just simple. I remember when I fixed my door. So the handle on the door wasn't opening all the way, and it would get caught. It was just like this loose handle. And when I looked up the video on how to do it, I realized that it's just a simple mechanism on how your door handle even works. So your handle, you pull it like this, it's hooked to a wire that literally pulls on the part that opens the door. It's the most simplest operation, but yet if I told you to do it, you would overcomplicate it. It's the simplest thing in the world. You pull the handle, and that handle gets enough outward direction to pull basically the string it's connected to pull up the lever to allow your door to open now. And the reason why mine wasn't working was because of the fact that it was coming loose and it was about to undo itself to where it wouldn't work at all. Us as human beings overcomplicate things all the time. I've made countless videos on here, and I've seen many videos as well telling you to start a YouTube channel. I started this YouTube channel just to speak to an audience. I seek to be a professional YouTuber, as well as this is like my daily journal that you get to be a part of. Whether it's one person, 1,000 people, 1,000,000 people, it doesn't matter. I put it out there for the world to hear, and somebody will click the video and say, you know what? I liked what you had to say. And they'll have their own opinions on whatever they have to say, which is great because then I get to read what's inside their mind in the comment section. Or if they have their own YouTube channel where they're like, you know what? I want to expand further on this person's point. I'm able to enjoy somebody else's personality on the subject that I was able to introduce when I would normally just be sitting here talking to myself. And that would be that. So understand that you as an individual is more powerful than you realize. You can change your circumstances faster than you can put yourself into worse circumstances. It's just your mind says, hey, let's just go mess some things up. And a lot of people do it to themselves. And a lot of people really just implode on themselves. And the reason why they do this is because of the fact that the world is attracted to chaos. The world is attracted to negativity. So when positivity comes, sometimes positivity will win. But if I got in here, really started going in on some negative things, I would get a lot more comments on that video because of the fact that people are attracted to things that make them mad. Now, an advertiser would not like that type of video, and that video may get a lot of traction and a lot of attention, but it does not get you paid like positivity does, or like, let's just say, the news. So if you have the news and you're reporting on just worldly issues, just pushing whatever, like you have your internal not there at all. You just literally blindly do some research and just report whatever is out there and reflect it out there to the internet. and continuously push agendas of whatever, I've already seen what that does. I've already did that before. I have a podcast where my first episodes were about hip-hop related things or just worldly things, period. And it just did nothing for me. And therefore, I was dissatisfied. Did I get the views? Yes, I got the views. I even got monetized on the podcast to where I would start making money from these things. I just knew that if it blew up bigger than it was, that I was going to be talking about something that I did not enjoy. Therefore, I sabotaged it. Just let it go into the ground, stop being active, and just started posting things that had nothing to do with it. Obviously, the numbers died down, sponsorships went away, but I felt better because I'm in control. Just like you are in control. Your day will go however you plan it to go. Understand that. I appreciate you for tuning in, and I want you to subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Peace!